As I said, there are really good settlement agents and there are good lawyers there. What you need to do is speak to someone that you feel comfortable with and that's got bedside manner and will answer your questions. Settlements can be very stressful for settlement agents and buyers and sellers. And one of the most important things in the whole equation is communication. It's no good having someone who will do your settlement for you for $500, but you can't get hold of them when you want to, or when you do phone them and they say, well, I can't talk to you now, I've got 40 settlements on today, or is having a problem. There are plenty settlement agents and lawyers and real estate agents and mortgage brokers. You have to choose people that are recommended to you by your family or friends or people that have used someone. For example, if you use a lawyer that doesn't do many settlement agents, you might have a problem because they don't do settlements. I had a settlement once when years ago when I first arrived in Australia, where the buyer's settlement agent or the seller's settlement agent kept on blaming me, and the real estate agent acknowledged to me and told him that I've been in regular contact and have done everything I can and that he was the problem. And it's one thing I want to say in these videos, which I hope you find educational, and you need to know more, you're welcome to contact me on 0417 921 428 or email me at the address on my website, is I am big enough and old enough and I've been in law for long enough that if I make a mistake or there's an issue which needs to be sorted out, I will sort it out. I'm not here to play games with the agent and play the blame game or the mortgage broker. We cut to the chase, we're there. I've worked with people that have tried to pass the buck and blame people in the office and blame real estate agents. At the end of the day, the client's not interested. The client doesn't want to hear stories. The client wants action, and that's exactly what we do at Charthill Legal. I work with my wife who helps me with the settlement. She's a banker. We know the processes, so when a mortgage broker or someone tries to pull the wool over our eyes, we go back to the source and challenge them. I had a client who's bought a property and he's been dilly-dallying as to whether he should take transfer of them, and he sent me a message on the weekend saying he wants to come and sign the documents first thing Monday morning, because the brokers told him that the bank will be ready to settle on Wednesday. And I phoned him back and I said it's not going to happen because it's going to take the bank 3 or 4 days before it settles. And I confirmed that with 2 other brokers. So what I'm saying to you, with my 30 years experience, even though 10 or 11 years is only in Australia, I've had the experience, I've got the knowledge, and I know how to talk to people. So sometimes when there's an issue that cannot be resolved, I know where to go and who to talk to get the matter resolved. And this is really important in the settlement process, because sometimes parties that are doing settlements have a look at it and they think it's too difficult and they want to throw in the towel because they just feel it's beyond them. I know the parameters of my, experience and what I'm capable and able to do. And as you've seen in my series of videos, that I do have the experience, and I'll go to the end of the world, or should I say beyond the call of duty, to assist you with your settlement. And hopefully when electronic conveyancing comes in and people start really realizing the value of what settlement agents or lawyers do, there'll be less bargaining and trying to get it for cheaper. Because at the end of the day, if you go and do a settlement for $500, the problem is that if a legal issue arises, it's going to cost you 10 times that amount to sort it out. So even if you decide you want to go and use someone who's been in settlements for 30 years, that's absolutely fine. I have no problem with it. My biggest concern in the industry is the firms that want to do 40 settlements a month and charge you next to nothing and are not available when you need to talk to them. Because when you've got a problem, like you want to speak to your doctor, you want to speak to a settlement agent. For the time being, that is the end of this series. Next time we will deal with default notices and the consequences of not taking settlement, and I'll go through some of the issues that are raised in the joint form of general conditions, and I thank you for your attention.